Hi everyone, welcome back to lordgod YouTube channel. So this is the channel that we are going to discuss about what is the tag. What is the tag in the rebar detailing? So what is the importance of tag? What is the explanation of tag? So that is the deep the explanation that we are going to discuss in this video. Let's get into this video, and before we are enter into this video, kindly subscribe, and there is a bell icon button. So if you will click there, and the future videos that we will come to know, okay, these are all the video that we have from the rebar detailing. Okay, let's start the video. What is the tag in rebar detailing? So here, what is the tag that we are going to discuss about? 5 points from the tag. One is the number of bar. The another one is what is the diameter of the bar, and the third one is what is the bar mark of those tag, and what is the spacing of which we are going to discuss about the tag, and description. So these are all the points that we are going to discuss. And first thing that we are going to discuss about, what is the number of bar. Before video that we have discussed lot, but in between we have discussed what is the number of bar. For example, if you are going to calculate the slab from one end to another end, there is a 1000 mm distance that we are going to calculate some rebar. How many rebars in that area? Or else we are going to take the example from the column. For example, the square column, normal people, that the opposite person or interviewer will ask what is the number of bar in the column that we basically use. So if we talk about the square column, there is 4 numbers, and if we talk about the circular column, there is 6 numbers. This is the constant number that we are going to provide for the column. Why we are going to provide this number of bars into the column, meaning there is a 4 corner will be there, and that is the 4 corner we need to cover by the concrete. By those concrete using, there is something need to be connected with those. So that is the thing that we are providing 4 number. And if it's a circular column, the same spacing which we are going to provide with a 6 number. So because of this reason, we have some basic number. So square column, as usual, 4 numbers of rebar that we are going to provide each corner, and circular column that we are going to provide 6 number for the spacing maintenance. So this is the normal condition that we are going to discuss. And what is the number of bar? So that we have discussed before. If for column that we are going to take example 4 number, so number 4, it indicates that is the number of column, 4 pieces of bar that column needed in the future. So we are going to order to the production team, or else those who are preparing the rebar team, that the preparation 4 number will arrange into that rebar team, and then they will take from one end to another end, like where exactly site location, and they will transfer that 4 number from one area to another area. So once it reaches to the site people, they will start to arrange that 4 number. So from the tag, the first thing that we need to discuss about the number of bar, number of rebar, number of quantity, or else quantities of rebar, the technical name that we need to say. So 4 number or else 6 number that we are going to provide. So okay, then when it comes to the spacing, if we know that the slab spacing 100 or 150, for example, this is the video that we are going to take the 100 spacing from one slab, from one end to another end. 1000 mm that we are going to calculate. What are all the diameter that we are going to discuss in the future. So from one end to another end, there is a 1000 mm, and there is 100 spacing they were provided. So we are going to provide the number of bar based on this calculation. For example, 1000 mm, for we need to take 1000 divided by 100. There is 10 number we will get. So that is the 10 number of rebar only we are going to provide to the site, and they will come to know, okay, this is the first thing that it indicates the number of bar. Hope you understand the quantities of rebar. 12 meter rebar, 12 meter rebar, there is 10 number they need. 12 meter rebar, there is 12 number they need. 12 meter rebar, there is 15 number they need. So this is the example. And another thing that we are going to discuss about the dia of bar. This is also we have discussed in the before, but this is the small remaining we need to discuss again and again, so that we will remember once more, and we don't have stuck in anywhere, any location or any point that we don't want to stuck. That is the reason here I am going to tell what is the diameter of bar. The diameter of bar, it starts from T6, T8, T10, T12 and T20, T16 and T25, T32, T40. More than 40 also will be there, but I don't think so. More than 40, it's not there. More than 32, there is a big structure they are going to provide. Why I am saying T32, T20? T indicates what is the diameter of the rebar. Diameter, you come to know what is the circle? Means around the area, the little small diameter. For example, that we are going to take the pen. So pen diameter maybe 1 mm or 2 mm will be there. Like that, the diameter it indicates. Rebar diameter, each diameter it shows. So it starts from T62 until T40. And there is different diameter that we need to discuss in the US project, United States project, that they will use to tell us like different method. It will be hashtag they will use, hashtag 3 or 4, 5, 6. That is the type they will use instead of diameter in BS standard. Now we are only discuss about British standard or Indian standard. So normally we used to provide T. T indicate the diameter of the rebar. If some other software that we are going to discuss in the same rebar detailing field, that is the different indication will be there. It's differ based on the software. For example, if you are going to discuss about T12, instead of T12 they ask us to provide H12, or if still there is something letters they used to provide, it's based on the software, it may differ. And now we are going to discuss about the diameter. So now we are normally discussing the slab area. So number of bar that we got before 10 number, and what is the dia they have provided. Usually we always discuss before, there is structural design we need to refer, and then architectural we need to refer, and then what is the concrete grade, steel grade, and cover, and lab location, where is the lab dimension. That all thing that they were provided from the first page. And another pages and all that they used to provide, what is the slab diameter, what is the column diameter, that we are going to use it in our rebar shop drawing, and what is the beam diameter. So each diameter that we are going to take from the structural design only. So they always provide what is the diameter. It's easy for us to identify, okay, this is the column that they were providing. Each column has a different name, and each slab has different name. One way slab will be there, two way slab, and normal slab, and transfer slab. So this is the slab type they have provided each sheet. This is the dia that we are going to use for each element. Now we are discuss about the slab. So we are going to enter into the slab area from the structural design, and we got the diameter of the slab that we got easily from the structural design. So now for example that we are going to discuss T20. So we from the tag that we are discussing, the 5 point, the number of rebar that we got, and dia of the rebar that we got, number of bar based on the spacing that we have calculated, and what is the dia from the structural design we need to take. And the third point that we are going to discuss now, the bar mark. As usual, bar mark is simple. If some person go in and we need to call that person by using some name. So the same type, the 10 numbers that we did not consider. For example, if you are going to consider the T20, wherever the T20 and same length of bar will be in that rebar sharp drawing, or in the slab, wherever the slab or wherever column, that is the same dia which is same length included. It's located in different places. Now we are going to discuss that too. We will see the rebar sharp drawing. On one end 10 number T20 12 meter length that we have calculated, and another corner there is another 10 number T20 12 meter that we have calculated, and this is the corner, there is 20 number and T20 there is a 12 meter length. So now we are going to discuss that three area we got same length, 12 meter rebar we needed, but what is the dia? The dia also same, T20, T20, T20. So now we are in a position to calculate the number of bar. So here the 10, and now we got the this corner that we got 20 number. So totally 40 number will be there. From the BBS how it came, totally 40 number, and T20 dia that we got 40 number, and then the length of the rebar what? 12 meter, the same length only. If dia differ, there is the bar mark also going to differ. If lengths will be changed, there is the changes in the bar mark too. So bar mark is based on what we have provided for the length and what we have provided for the diameter. So this is the two things the bar mark will be changed. The same thing that we are going to discuss. What is the difference if we are going to discuss about the 02? If you start to discuss about the 02, there is T20 number, okay, but when it comes to discuss about that two corner, there is same number like 10 number, and T20 everything will be okay. So that we call it 01. If when we are going to discuss about the third point or a third corner, that is the little differ will be there. The dia may change like T16, or length may change from 12,000 to 8,000, that indicate 8,000. So that is the bar mark what we are going to call the 02 bar mark. And some other software they ask us to go for the alphabets. For example, A01, A02, A03. This is the type that we need to always calculate. Why we are not taking the alphabets? there is a little alphabets number only from A to Z. Then after that we can't go. So that is the reason we are going to call them 0, 1, and until infinitive what is the number that we are going to use for the rebar sharp drawing. If something that they don't want to go more than 3 number or more than 4 number, then we need to start again A01 or A02, A03. So this is our convenience, but that is the same name. If group of number or group of dia that we need to ask them to take from one area to another area, there is only one bar mark that we need to call them with the same name. So that is we called bar mark. And the fourth point that we are going to discuss about the spacing. Spacing, what about what we have discussed before? For the diameter of the rebar, we need to take from the structural design. The same procedure that we need to follow for the spacing also. That is the spacing that we need to take from the structural design. Because if that structural design or structural design engineer, they ask us to go and take the spacing for the slab area. If suppose we can't find spacing from the structural design, we should not mention in the tag what is the spacing of those and how we can't able to provide the spacing. So that is a question we'll ask. So when in this video, when we have discussed before, what is a column, the square column normally need 4 number. So in that tag we don't want to mention the spacing because we know what is the number of bar and we don't want to mention the spacing. If we are going to mention also, there is a different spacing will occur. Why? We need to place that 4 number where we can convenient to provide. So that is the number that we are going to provide. So there is a different spacing will occur. This is the reason that we are going to follow the spacing what from the structural designer they ask us to provide, or what structural design what they say that we are going to provide for the slab, or where they have asked us to mention the spacing. Until we should not mention the spacing. For example, for the slab they ask us to go for the 100 spacing. From the 100 spacing only we come to know what is the number of bar. If from the structural design for the slab they did not provide or they forget to provide, we need to raise the RFI, or we need to ask a question to the higher person, those who are working in your company or the higher position or contractor or client, that we need to confirm with them what is the spacing of those slab. After that only we are get into that rebar sharp drawing, and there is option to mention the spacing. So this is a spacing type. And what are the spacing that we got normally from 100 to 150 maximum, and 200 will be there, 250 also there, but maximum we got into that structural design from 100, 150 and 200. This is the normal spacing that we got from the structural design. The final one that we are going to discuss about, what is a description. Description is nothing like wherever we go and discuss, we will see from the top view to bottom the slab area. There is B1 layer and B2 layer. Everywhere if you are going to discuss about the basement, once the concrete everything done from the site engineer, they ask us to provide the B1 layer. Normal construction that they ask us to provide the first layer, we need to construct B1 layer, and then the second one B2 layer, and then we have to provide T2 and T1 layer. So this is the process of in the basement or normal slab procedure. Now we are discuss about what is the layer of those things, right? So that is the name we call description. If B1 layer meaning bottom one layer, we can't provide that much length because we are using the big structure into the small paper. So wherever the possible that we need to reduce the length of those things. This is the reason for bottom layer, bottom first layer, that we are going to provide short descriptions B1 layer, and bottom second layer there is a small descriptions B2 layer. And then we are going to discuss what is a chair bar in this video. That is also two interesting thing. Now we are discuss about that slab, right? So first, once the concrete thing will be done from the basement, we are going to provide the B1 layer. After that we need to arrange above B2 layer, that both layer like a cross section, and we are going to tie up with ties, small ties. And after that we can't able to provide the T2 layer above the B2 layer. So there is some small distance will be there to enter the concrete, or what is the thing, there is small distance will be there, otherwise the top layer will not going to finish. Here we need to maintain the cover too. So how they will tie up those T1 or T2 layer, meaning that is the process that we are going to discuss now. So once they'll done everything concrete, and we are going to place the B1 layer and then B2 layer. B1 layer and then B2 layer. They done that work, and after that the chair bar will be coming. How it looks like, it's Z type. So this is the material. It's carry the top layers. Then again we are going to provide the T2 layer and then the T1 layer. After that the small area, cover area will be done. After that the whole area completed by pouring concrete. So finally the slab will be done. This is the description that I just wanted to discuss. So what is the layer that we are going to provide? If we are going to discuss about the verticals, VER dot that we need to provide instead of description I'm saying. And then horizontal bar, or this is a smaller bar, or this is the longest bar. So what are all the description that we need to provide? So that is the thing that we need to enter into the last area of the tag. So only the 5 point discussed now. So first things, the number of bar. What is the number from the spacing that we can easily find out. If you can't find out the number of bar from the spacing, they always provide what is the number, exact number that we need to provide for the tag. So number of bar that we have discussed. And after that, what is the dia? So dia also that we need to go and search from the structural design, and we need to take and given to the tag. And after that, what is the bar mark? Bar mark, what is the same diameter with the same length that it comes, including one bar mark. And there is a different bar mark also that we can provide. If providing the bar mark, it's not a problem, but we should not mingle with another bar mark. That is a problem. So for example, if T10 12 meter and again also T10 12 meter it's coming, we have option to provide 02, but we can't go with the same bar mark with a different dia. But we can go with the same bar mark or same diameter with a different bar mark, that we can go. We can't go same bar mark with a different diameter. And after that, we are going to discuss about what is the spacing. That is also the same as discussed the diameter. We need to go and structural design and get the information from that structural design. So that is the spacing that we are going to provide. And the final one, description. Okay, this is the B1 layer. We need to provide B1 shortly. And this is the B2 layer or T2 layer, T1 layer. So we are going to provide B1, T1, T2, T3. What is the number of bar? What is the dia that we are using in the rebar shaft drawing? So that is the tag also easier. And one more thing, there is a side face bar. In future video that we are going to discuss what is the side face bar, that short form of side face. So SF that we are going to follow. So instead what we have discussed for the B1 layer. And then after that, what is the chair bar? Chair bar, there is CH also we can provide the shorter form, the first two letter, or else if there is any space or the opposite person asks us to provide the full description of those things, there is no option that we need to provide. We should provide what they are asking. So instead of CH that we are going to provide IRS, AIRS that we need to provide. Chairs, yes. The full description, whenever they ask us to go for it, that time we will provide, until we don't want to. So this is the tag important, and I have provided what is the tag information in this video. It's easy for you to identify. This is the tag form in every rebar shaft drawing. We usually follow this type. Once you see from this video, if future you go and see that is the paper, you easily find it. Okay, this is the explanation of those tags. There is future video. What is the structural design? What are the things that we need to discuss in another video? So until bye.